I had a question about what to do inside of closed guard, specifically what to do inside of closed guard to pass from inside of closed guard so that you can pass guard to get to side control. Specifically without getting armbarred or triangled or swept. Because it's easy when you're drilling it, but then when you try to do it live while rolling, a lot of stuff can happen to you. So let's just put it all together. To begin, when you're inside their closed guard, it's closed because Gary's ankles are crossed and it's locking me inside his legs. Now Gary can use these big tree trunks to move my torso. He has control of my torso, and we don't want that because that gets tiring. You want to round your back outward. And one of the most common things you're gonna feel when you start rolling is they're going to try to break your posture. So Gary is gonna try to break my posture downward here, because the reason why he's gonna wanna do that is, one, in a self-defense situation, Gary doesn't want to get punched in the face. So if he does a dive and clinch technique, which is this technique right here, then it's harder to get the distance to punch him in the face. Whereas if you're up here, now you can like really punch him in the face. Also, for straight up, jiu-jitsu attacks, people use breaking the posture to then set up other techniques. So while you're rolling, this is what you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel them trying to break your posture down like so. So try to break my posture like that. Now what you can do to defend this is keep your elbows tucked, put your palms, you can even wedge them against their ribs, like these floating ribs to get some leverage. And you want to arch your back outward, not inward like this, because if your butt is like outward and you're arching like that, you've just broken your own posture. It's going to be very easy to fold you over. Throughout this whole time, they're going to try to set up attacks. And the way they do this is they're going to try to create angles on you. So when you feel their butt move, see that? That just moved from between my knees. If you feel their butt move from between your knees, follow them.
Still going bad on you anyway. I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. Put some bins all on your head like Jason Terry.
Yeah, this one I would do something else.
Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rainbow.
Pulling the first one now. Okay. Clearly he's starting to get frustrated. Sometimes sneaky upper belts will try to sneak a hook right here. They're trying to set up the pendulum attack series. If you feel them trying to reach under to underhook your leg, just keep it away. Now what they're gonna also try to do is they're gonna try to isolate your arms. So you're gonna be fighting against somebody trying to pull your arms forward and across them. If your arms are forward, this is bad news blues. If your torso or arms or anything crosses their center line here, so if they pull you to this side or if they pull you to this side, that's also what you're fighting against. Throughout all the distractions of whatever they're doing, don't focus on that. Focus on what you're gonna do next. Your next move is you need to break their guard so that you can open their guard, because unless I just lube myself up, there's no way I can dive through Gary's closed guard. That's he has a grip on me. So in order to break somebody's guard, in order to open their guard, open his ankles. There's two techniques that I really like to do. They both involve getting a knee in their butt. So the first one is back up to create more space, and you get the knee in the butt and you just lean back like that. Sometimes what truly happens is, it's like the fourth round of rolling and you've been fighting and you're tired and you find yourself just constantly getting broken down. And so sometimes what I like to do is this other guard break called the knee in guard break. So I post on in their armpits because this prevents their hips from moving, and then I'm able to tripod up and get a knee in, and then from here I can open their closed guard and get in this combat position. So try to like break me down.
That's the only place you find happiness. Hold on, this train going by. A lot of people be thinking, but I'm just a sayer. Artists can't perform a Super Bowl, but it's okay for the players. All these halfway movements need a whole lot of improvement. Everybody wanna talk, everybody wanna type, ain't nobody finna do shh. And everybody throwing dirt. All that talk won't work, all that talk don't work. And who you think you talking to, nerd? But wait to get worse. Wait to been bad. Showing up to the Grammys mad. Trying to win something we already had. Trying to become something we already are. Don't make me go watch the fall. Do no trying, no die. We live it, I'm living. I get more specific. All these admirations, likes and false validations, leading to our ego. Come from something ego. Let the man quote. Who dropped drones on him? Yeah, don't take that tone on him. Don't go watch the throne on him.
Anytime when you're fighting somebody and they grip the back of your head like this and they pull you down, slap it off. This especially applies when you're standing. Like the control of your head, that's like a big deal. Like don't ever let somebody touch the back of your head when you're fighting, because if your head is controlled, then everything is controlled. So if they're trying to break you down like this, slap that off. I had one of the guys I train with, he's like, Crystal, how come you always triangle me? And it's because he lets me control the back of his head, and that lets me break his posture.
I found if you bow your head, the hand slips off easier too.
Exactly. I see this all the time, where there's another guard opening technique from standing, where you stand up, then unlock the legs. But sometimes people don't hear that first step, and they'll try to open the legs up from this position, from closed guard, like on your knees. And if you're going up against an experienced person, if you from this position try any of this or try any of this stuff, well, first of all, like if I try to swim in closed guard, it's gonna be very awkward because this whole space is gonna be tight because the guard is closed. And then easily they can triangle you. If I try to do any of this nonsense from this position, go ahead and triangle me. Like I'm getting I'm to stop swearing. I am getting triangled, like big time. So make sure you open the guard, get a knee up, and then from this position is when, if you want to do the double under swim, you can do swim to double underhooks, and then you can do a guard pass called a stack pass, which is very fun. I'm just gonna pull Gary down. So you get your hands together in this cable grip. You stack them up. Pull them up even like a deadlift. C grip. And shuck them over. And now you have a side control position. You have just opened the closed guard, which is step one to passing a closed guard. You must open it. And then you just pass to side control. Try to attack me from guard. Like start rolling from here. Like he's like really try. Like what would you be doing? Like, this is a lot. You know what I mean? To handle. And especially when their guard starts to get high, like it feels like a lot. So that's why I like the armpit post pass, because I find the guard keeps on getting higher on my back, and that just allows me to get this position the most frequently. So from here, what I like to do is I like to do the knee over pass.
All I do is talk, yay. In the club, got them bottles on replay. Tryna break a record like a DJ. There's 150 bottles in one night. I get it, bitch, some act right. Act right. Act right. Money don't fold as it link chain on my neck.
Try to like fight me at 50%.
Met a bad bitch, she was Creole on the West Coast, but she said she from the NO. Act right, watch your life change. Fuck a purse, you can get the last name. Real nigga shit, boy, I hate lame. All my niggas sell dope a gang bang. Me and Cash just to act right. You ain't in a foreign, you don't look right. Ride the clip. I made my first $250,000 off the blow. He want a 9-piece chicken, took that to go. Now I'ma tell you like this, run up on me, nigga thinking I'm slipping. Michael Jordan with the chopper, bet I hit you like Pimp It, act right. In the club, got some bottles on replay. Tryna suck a record like a DJ. That's 150 bottles in one night. I get it, bitch, act right. Act right, act right. Money don't fold, is it act right? Act right. Act right. Nigga playing games, get that act right. Going, back.